Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3673. Today's date is October 28, 2025. It's been almost like a night at 9:27 p.m. Alright, let's just jump into the question. Let's go. Okay, question is, what if dream influence the real life decision? Oh, a dream can influence the real life decision. That's a really good question. Okay, first of all, what is actually this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This is what if question. Okay, yeah. Why am I asking this question to myself? What if question is always really interested way to give the answer. It kind of like actually force you to think about that reality and try to create that reality regarding about the knowledge that you have. Okay, yeah. Disclaimer, the information that I'm trying to tell you is not exactly right or is not exactly wrong either. It's just my opinion. Okay, yeah. It is unfiltered, raw. Okay, so be advised, don't take this information very correctly. If you need any kind of like some information, you went to the internet and you will get the all over the information that you need. All right, okay, let's proceed. Let's go. All right, yeah, the question is, what if our dream can influence the real life decision? First of all, there is a couple of things I have to understand. A dream can influence. First of all, what is actually dream? What is actually influence? And what is actually is this thing? Okay, let's step by step we could understand. Okay, first of all, what is dream? Okay, why we dream? And what is actually that we think that called as a dream? I don't know, but practically is this thing that it's our consciousness. Like basically is this thing some of the kind of like assembly existence in our life that we don't know what is exactly that. Like basically is this thing what is exactly love. Okay, yeah. Like basically what is exactly like basically let's just say, okay, yeah, A person like B person. Okay. Do I like B person? No, I don't really like B person. A person like B person, nah. Yeah, like let's just say a simple example. Okay, yeah. Take a kind of like a something example as a Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. Okay, yeah. So Aishwarya Rai Bachchan is Aishwarya Rai. Okay, not Bachchan. Okay, Aishwarya Rai is a Bollywood actress. Okay, yeah. Now Aishwarya Rai is married with a Abhishek Bachchan, right? Yeah. So Abhishek Bachchan like Aishwarya Rai, so that's why he married, right? Yeah. Do I like Aishwarya Rai? Yes, I do. I like. Yeah, yes, I like. Can you married? Can you married with her? Can you kind of like a marry with her? Well, probably not because I am not a kind of like somebody in that league. Okay, yeah. Because when you try to marry somebody, you just not just kind of like somebody. That other person also like you too. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing that Abhishek Bachchan like Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. That's why Abhishek Bachchan married Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. But Aishwarya Rai Bachchan also like Abhishek Bachchan too. So that's why Aishwarya Rai Bachchan also married to Abhishek Bachchan too. So that's why they both like each other. That's why they are actually married. If I like Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, that doesn't mean that Aishwarya Rai Bachchan like me. So probably how would I supposed to be married? Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing that love is a kind of like a something very a certain thing that we don't know what exactly is this thing. We just have some sort of attachment towards that particular person. Okay, a dream is kind of like a something unanswered stuff that why we actually seen that stuff we don't know. Also we also don't know that we are the only species that we could dream, or maybe other species could dream that too. Okay, we don't know that, or maybe we know, I don't know that. Okay, at the time I don't know that. Okay, yeah. But what is exactly dream? What exactly is this thing dream? Okay, yeah. Regarding about my experience, I think that it's just our imagination. Okay, yeah. Like basically in thousands of years, our brain is kind of like evolved so much. Specifically our prefrontal cortex. Okay, yeah. Like this is the stuff inside our brain. There is a prefrontal cortex is kind of like responsible for all the growth that we are doing right now until right now. Okay, Our imagination is actually comes from kind of like simply whatever the activity that we did. Okay, yeah, we kind of like learn some sort of stuff regarding about, we kind of like seen that stuff every day, and we kind of like dreaming about that. We cannot control our dreams. Okay, yeah, and sometimes I seen kind of like something so weird stuff that when I wake up morning, I just didn't really know what is actually stuff that I seen. Yeah, it was kind of like so foggy and something that just, yeah, like basically is this thing na ki, like a couple of years ago I was kind of like started recording my dream. Okay, yeah, I was asleep, and when I wake up and I realized that yeah, something I saw I wanted to record, so I just kind of like simply record my thoughts, record what I actually saw in my dreams. Okay, yeah, but then I realized that it's just stupid stuff. Yeah, like maybe they have logic, but probably dreams doesn't really have any logic, like doesn't really have any shapes, it just nothing. Okay, yeah, it just kind of like somebody is just saying that ki, I think that na ki what is actually dream, I am not really sure what is actually that. Okay, yeah, there is a couple of experience that I'm trying to tell you. Okay, yeah, when I first time I joined the job. Okay, yeah, I was kind of like doing a 3D modeling. Okay, yeah, CAD design modeler, computer aided design modeler. Okay, yeah. So first day of job. Okay, so first day of job, I was kind of like somebody work on kind of like a Inventor. Inventor is a software where I could kind of like a model some sort of 3D design. Okay, yeah. Now basically is this thing that before that I was kind of like somebody work on AutoCAD. AutoCAD is also design software too. Inventor is an upgraded version of AutoCAD. Okay, yeah. I have little bit experience in AutoCAD, but I didn't really have any experience in kind of like some Inventor. Inventor is a, yeah, design software. So this is kind of like completely new for me. When I joined the team, when I joined this particular office, I don't really have any experience regarding about Inventor. So basically, all my supervisor are kind of like simply giving me some sort of task that I'm kind of like doing it that. Okay, yeah. Now basically I was kind of like learning that Inventor while doing it, that particular modeling and things and that and that. Okay, yeah. And I was kind of like spending almost like a 8 hour 10 hour of doing this modeling and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Because I'm kind of like spending almost like a 8 and 10 hour of my work, when I went to sleep, in my dreams I was kind of like doing design. Literally I was kind of like doing a design. I was like, what the fuck is that? Okay, yeah. And this is every time is actually happen. When I try to learn anything new, I kind of like dream about that. When I try to learn Premiere Pro, I dream about the Premiere Pro. I was kind of like editing in my dreams. I was not really sure why the fuck I'm doing it that. Okay, yeah. Like basically this thing, I was kind of like a Photoshop. Same thing happened to the Photoshop. And when I was kind of like editing the Photoshop, I was kind of like dreaming about the Photoshop. Like, what the fuck is that? Okay, yeah. Like, why am I kind of like editing photos in my dream? I am not really sure. Okay, yeah. So this is all those kind of like stuff that I'm kind of like somebody dreaming about that, and I was like, what exactly is this thing? Maybe it's kind of like somebody part of stuff. Okay, so till this now, what I know about what is actually a dream is that kind of like somebody that whatever you do in entire day, it kind of like a reflection of that you see on dream. Okay, yeah. Or maybe kind of like something enhanced version. Now what is actually enhanced version? Enhanced version means like that ki when I first time I watched the Man of Steel is a movie, Zack Snyder movie, DC movie. First time I watched this movie, and in this movie there is a particular scene where Superman is kind of like a flying, and that flying scene was so amazing. I was kind of like started dreaming about that. I was kind of like a flying. Legitly, yeah, it was kind of like a feel really good. Okay, sometimes our dream is kind of like a making us comfortable. Like when I kind of like sometimes I dream about that. Ki kind of like somebody, I get almost like a $5 million in my bank account. So I'm kind of like creating that story inside of my head. I was kind of like thinking about that, and I feel really good. Okay, I was kind of like doing it that how do I supposed to spend that much amount of money? Like I buy the apartment, I buy the new camera and this and that and stuff. I was like so fucked up. But yeah, so what exactly is this thing? What is actually dream? Like till this now, I don't know what is actually dream. I think that now I'm not really kind of like a simply person that would kind of like a simply clarify what exactly is this thing, because I don't know, because still I get the dreams too, and I'm not really sure what exactly is this thing, what I saw. And sometimes and every times when I kind of like suddenly wake up in the morning, it just gone, it just like blue. Okay, yeah, like there is some sort of kind of like a fraction of dreams that I could remember, but I just don't really take kind of like something that much serious. Like basically this thing, I was kind of like a think that that's a very stupid stuff. And just like, why do I supposed to fuck that dream? It is also really happened. Okay, yeah, when I watch a kind of like some horror movie, okay, yeah, I cannot able to sleep. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there is a one moment has actually happened. Okay, me and my friends are actually went to watch movie name. Which movie name? I'm not really sure. Maybe something ghost probably. Okay, yeah. In theater. Okay, in theater. Okay, so me and all my friends are kind of like a went to watch the horror movie. I was like super scared, and dude, I'm really scared about the horror movie. Like literally, legit. Like I'm very much frightened regarding about the horror movies, specifically regarding about those sound effects. Like fucked up those sound effects. If you kind of like eliminate the sound effect, na, then probably I could watch the entire movie without any kind of like some hesitation, nothing at all. But like, literally one of the scariest thing is that sound effect. Like I was really, and in the theater, dudes, the experience was like a really, like really fuck. Okay, so when I watched that horror movie, I was like, oh my god. Like basically I can't sleep. I legitimately can't sleep. Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically I kind of like avoid to watch horror movie because I can't like I can't bear that horror movie. Okay, yeah. So this is what everything is actually happened. Okay, that key, what is actually dream? I think that key, this is like kind of like somebody that key, I think that now I don't know what is actually this thing, but I just experienced that key, this is something is this thing. Okay, yeah. Now this is a kind of like a somebody dream. Okay, yeah. Now regarding about the question says that key, what if our dream could influence our real life? Okay, yeah. Now what is actually influence? Influence means like that he kind of like a simply someone says that thing and I was kind of like a doing that thing. Okay, that is called kind of like influence. No, that is not influence. Influence means like that someone says that thing and you like that particular person, and you like that particular person, he was kind of like a saying, so that's why you are kind of like using it. Like example is this thing, let's just say you are a bodybuilder. Okay, like you are kind of like a really excited, like you are kind of like a somebody really enthusiastic regarding, you have kind of like a have a little bit of attraction towards the bodybuilding. Okay, yeah, you wanted to build your career, you wanted to build your body and things like that. Okay, yeah, now you watch a couple of videos on YouTube platform and there is a kind of like a fitness creator who are kind of like a somebody giving advice that how do you supposed to work out stuff and stuff like that. You are doing workout, you are following this creator for almost like a 1 or 2 year. Now because of you are following this particular creator for 1 or 2 year, and you kind of like a build the connection with that particular creator. Okay, now when that creator is actually kind of like a promote some sort of kind of like a protein powder, somewhat something, you might gonna buy that protein powder because of that key, this is a particular fitness YouTuber who is kind of like giving you advice that this protein powder will kind of like add so much value in your fitness growth and stuff like that. So indirectly or directly you might gonna buy this. Okay, so that is called kind of like simply influence. You are kind of like influenced by somebody, and kind of like someone says that thing and you do that thing. Like someone says you buy that stuff and you buy that stuff. That is called kind of like simply influence. Okay, yeah. Now let's talk about question. The question says that what if kind of like somebody dreams can influence our real life decision? Now you understand dream. Now you understand the influence. Now can dream can influence our real life decision? Well, it didn't really happen with me. Okay, yeah. Like most of the time I didn't really know what I saw in my dream. Okay, yeah. So how does that kind of like some dream can influence? It's not like, I don't know, dude. It's just like that. Na, ke, I never really kind of like some experience that thing, and I didn't really know how do I supposed to like. I don't really think that brain can influence our dreams, can influence our real life event or things like that. That is not okay. Yeah, like I don't know, dude. Yeah, it's just like that, na. Ki if I want to influence by somebody, I need a kind of like a particular evidence of that particular person, na. Let's just simple example. I kind of like a follow a couple of creator on YouTube platform. Let's just say Dhruv Rathi. Okay, yeah, I follow Dhruv Rathi. So basically, is this thing, na, ki I know Dhruv Rathi. I watch all of his videos. I kind of like a follow on Instagram and any other platform too. I kind of like simply have built a connection with him. Okay, by the way, he didn't really knew me, but because of I watch his videos, so I build a little bit of connection with him. Okay, so basically, is this thing, the Dhruv Rathi became very much influencer is because of that. He like basically because of his videos, he's kind of like making videos for almost like a decade. So that's why I'm kind of like bitterly influenced the way that he created the content and stuff like that. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing: if anything can be influenced, it really required some sort of content, na. It really required kind of like some sort of information, right? Yeah. If I'm gonna say Dhruv Rathi is an influence, the influencer tagline is attached with how much work he actually done in his entire lifetime. Let's just say in the YouTube platform, he kind of like make thousands of videos, na. So till this time, he makes thousands of videos. That means probably is this thing that ki I do have a lot of kind of like some content to see Dhruv Rathi's content. Okay, yeah. So because of this thing, I'm bitterly influenced by the Dhruv Rathi because he has a lot of information, right? Like basically, if someone want to influence somebody, that someone really required a lot of information about him. Only and only that particular person could kind of like influence that other person. Okay, yeah. In this question, a dream really requires so much amount of content. How does dream has so much amount of content? In next morning, you can't remember your what is actually dream that you saw. So how does your dream can influence? Like basically dreams you cannot remember. So how does it kind of like a dream can influence? That is definitely not. it is not. So in every possible way, dreams can influence people? I don't know, dude. Probably is this thing, na, ki our decision is kind of like a base on lot of stuff. Dream is not one of them. Okay, yeah. Like basically, when we try to take any kind of like decision, like whether to do a job or not to do a job, like basically, should I supposed to buy the LIC or should I supposed to buy mutual fund or kind of like should I supposed to buy iPhone or whatnot. Okay, yeah. We take thousands of decisions in every single day. Okay, yeah. And every decision that we took is based on some sort of reason. Okay, yeah. Or some sort of logic behind it or some sort of need behind it. Then and only then we kind of like took the decision, na. Okay, yeah. We never really take a kind of like decision regarding about what I saw in the dreams and I might gonna decide that particular stuff. Maybe somebody do that thing, but I didn't really found that, or maybe I don't know. But probably our decisions is not influenced by the dreams. Yeah. Maybe somebody who is kind of like simply influenced by his dream, but I don't know. Yeah. Maybe yeah. Like basically how do I supposed to influence? It's just like that, na, ki yeah, in every possible way, how do I supposed to influence my decision with the dreams? It's not. Okay, yeah. Like let's just say that ki yesterday I was kind of like dreaming about flying. Okay, yeah. So today I decided that ki let's fly. Can I fly? Logically no. By kind of like assembly, any kind of like let's just say if I went to kind of like a skydiving, that is considered to be fly. Yeah, somewhat something. It kind of like give the experience of flying probably. Instead of flying, it's actually you are falling. Okay, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like a give you similar experience. So yeah. So in this particular situation, your kind of like a dreams are influence your real life decision. Probably, yeah. Like basically is this thing na ki A flying would be a kind of like a somebody's dream also. Yes, I also have a dream of fly. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing na ki, let me tell you one thing na ki our decision is like our dreams are kind of like a I don't know, dude. Okay, yeah. Some like it's kind of like a very vague, very like unclear at the moment, at least in my head. Okay, yeah. Like I still don't know what I saw in the dreams. I still like I don't know. You might remember your dream, but I am not remember my dream. Okay, yeah. Like I went to sleep, and that's it. Okay, yeah. I dream. Okay, I might gonna saw some sort of stuff in my dream. I consider that's a very stupid thing. That's it. Okay, yeah. Yes, I kind of like a simply dream about fly. I kind of like a dream about having a millions of dollars in my bank account. I kind of like a dream about flying a kind of like a simply like a fighter plane or things like that, or chopper, or I kind of like a dream about be a kind of like a somebody education minister, so that I would kind of like a teach somebody a people regarding about what exactly is this thing or what exactly that. I don't know. I dream about lot of stuff, dude. Okay, yeah. Sometimes are stupid, sometimes are not stupid, sometimes are kind of like things that ki I don't know. Okay, yeah. Like basically what is actually our decision is actually based on, like basically I prefer my decision is actually based on logic behind it. Yeah, sometime I took the decision regarding about stuff that I like basically choosing a YouTube career. Okay, yeah. I kind of like quit my job and kind of like suddenly started doing YouTube. I chose this career not just because of kind of like a dream, but it's kind of like a things that ki I love doing. I love doing YouTube. I love making content. I love kind of like a have creative sites. And also another thing that ki I hate my job, because I did job and I realized that I'm not really good at job. And if I'm kind of like doing a job, I might gonna die. So probably is this thing that ki I'm not really good at job, but I'm really good at kind of like YouTube and content creation and things like that. And that's some kind of like doing it that. So my decision is not actually based on my dream, it's actually based on kind of like simply the stuff that I like. I kind of like evaluate a lot of stuff. I went through failure and I realized that, you know, this is my path. I just have to follow and one day I will get succeed. So yeah. So probably is this thing, the decision that I took is not based on my dream, is kind of like based on the kind of like somebody the stuff that I like, or kind of like logic behind and everything that. So I don't know. Okay, yeah, probably. But yeah, if like basically is this thing, if we could imagine that what if our like basically our decision actually based on our dreams, like our dreams can influence our decision, then what would be that world? What would be that reality? Okay. In this particular context, probably what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that people might take a decision regarding about emotion instead of logic. Okay, yeah. What is actually emotion? Emotion means like that, like basically is this thing that they love somebody, like basically is this thing they fall for somebody and they kind of like somebody, so they kind of took the decision that they kind of somebody tell us that I love you, like you, that particular person, which is really good, by the way. It's not really bad. Okay, yeah. But still is this thing that like logic is really essential, na? Okay, yeah. Like following somebody, okay, okay, that is the emotional decision, that is okay. Yeah. Buying a home, is it emotional decision? For somebody it's an emotional decision, but for somebody it's a logical decision too, because buying a home is a kind of like a very expensive regarding about where you live and what kind of like somebody houses rates and stuff like that. Okay, there are a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing na ki if the people are kind of like to decide regarding about the dreams, regarding about the if the dreams are kind of influence their decision, probably most of people are kind of like somebody decide their stuff regarding about their emotions. Okay, because emotions and dreams are kind of like somebody interconnected to each other. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this might be like basically is this thing, let's just say that in your office your team leader or maybe kind of like your boss is kind of like shouted at you. So next day you are kind of like somebody at that night you kind of like a dream about quitting a job, and next day you quit the job without having any reason. Now that day you were kind of like somebody unemployed, right? So that is also not good, na? A logic is somewhat something really essential in every possible way. So a emotion is really essential, but logic is essential too. Okay, we are humans and we are kind of like a take decision regarding about what is actually matter for us or not. Yes, logic is essential, but emotion is essential too. Okay, yeah. So we are humans and we are, I don't know. Okay, probably I don't know how do I supposed to explain this stuff. It's kind of like something very subjective regarding about kind of like which phone do you buy. Like basically, should I give you kind of like something to say that you have unlimited budget? What kind of like a mobile phone would you buy? Some people might gonna say iPhone, some people might gonna say Samsung, some people might gonna say kind of like a something. What phone do I supposed to be buy? I would gonna buy Vivo X300 Pro. I just recently watched the video on the camera. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is that camera, dude? Okay, yeah, but still, yeah, as this thing is so subjective. Okay, yeah, like basically, what car would you gonna buy? Some people might gonna say Rolls Royce. Some people might gonna say Bugatti, Lamborghini, Porsche, or whatever it is. What kind of like a car would you gonna buy? I'm gonna say like a Rolls Royce. Yeah, Rolls Royce. Like I love luxury. Yes, like Rolls Royce. In sports, I might gonna buy kind of like some Lamborghini or maybe kind of like a Bugatti, probably. Yeah, right. So this is what it is. Okay, yeah. Our kind of like decision based on kind of like some aesthetic, emotion, logic, and everything. Okay, yeah. It's not just kind of like some dreams. I don't know. Probably. Okay, yeah. Yeah, our decision are kind of like somewhat something influenced by dreams too. Okay, that is like I'm not really sure, but some people are kind of like somebody might gonna take the decision regarding about their dreams, but I don't know. Probably I haven't really seen them, or maybe I haven't really done that, or maybe I don't know. Probably that is all right. Okay, so this is it. I should supposed to be end here. Okay, and thank you. Also, yeah, don't take this information very seriously. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay, thank you.